This Memorial Day is also the 60th anniversary of the opening of the USS Arizona Memorial, which opened on May 30th, 1962. And in honor of the occasion, the Pearl Harbor National Memorial is celebrating the architect who designed it, Alfred Preis, through a traveling exhibit titled Alfred Preis Displaced. And here to tell us all about the exhibit is curator Professor Axel Schmitzberger. Good morning, Professor. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Neil.
And I'm intrigued by the title of the exhibit, Alfred Preis Displaced. Can you tell me a little bit about what the displaced means in that title?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question. Generally, the displacement refers to his situation as a refugee and the cultural exchange that originated from that. Alfred Preis had a very fascinating life, and this exhibit documents his journey. He was born in Vienna, Austria, my hometown, to a Jewish family, and nearly died of tuberculosis at a very young age. And then at the age of 28, he had to flee the Nazis who occupied Austria in 1938, and then he fled in 1939 and had to emigrated to Hawaii with his wife. There he started as an apprentice in architecture firms, but rose quickly and had already designed about some 20 homes before December 7, 1941, the day that would not only live in infamy for America, but it would also change Alfred Preis's life dramatically. He and his wife were quickly rounded up and interned on Sand Island for a few months on suspicions of being enemy aliens. They had actually Nazi-approved passports, and it took 4 months before authorities determined that he and his wife were not actual part of the enemy. So at this time, he was already physically displayed twice. But displacement also speaks to a very particular architectural design method. And so you can read this in many ways.
I'm listening to you just tell us about his life in that kind of condensed version, which I know the exhibit will be able to dive deeper into it. But just what an amazing journey. He had to overcome so many obstacles. What struck you about his life journey specifically that made you want to put this exhibit together?
Yeah, you might describe his career as a hybrid. He was a very successful architect, with the USS Arizona Memorial being his crowning achievement. But he also built some 180 buildings in Hawaii. And at the height of his career, he chose to enter public service and to serve the arts community, or the communities in general, as a planner and as an art advocate. This led also to the fact that the press very quickly gave him the nickname Arts Tsar, but he convinced the state legislature to pass the so-called 1% rule, meaning that 1% of the budget for new buildings, new public buildings, is set aside for acquisition of public art. And Hawaii was the first state in the nation to pass such a law. Mm-hmm. So every public building you go to in Hawaii and you see art in it, you can thank Alfred Preis for that. And he designed for everyday people, but was also friendly with governors and other politicians. And he was an activist who got under the skin of developers and other power brokers. And so this exhibit will go a bit into all those facets of his life.
And Professor Schmitzberger, before we let you go, of course, you highlight the details people need to know, of course, if they want to come and check out the exhibit. It opens on Tuesday, but about how long do people have to come and check it out?
Oh, thank you. Yes, so the exhibit opens on the 31st and it goes until July 15th.
And for people who want to come out and, see everything, anything in particular you hope they take away from the exhibit?
I think we planned this as a traveling exhibit, and I think the most important thing for me with Alfred Preis is that perhaps he was so focused on serving the people and Hawaii, the place he loved so much. He focused on art, activism, and on architecture. And I think this is a very important moment in his career and in the presentation of his work and life. And I also think it's important to point out that the Arizona Memorial is turning 60 this year, and it's celebrating also the 111th birth year of Alfred Preis. And the memorial is designed as a very beautiful and moving tribute to the members of the Arizona crew who died on Pearl Harbor Day.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Schmitzberger, for joining us and sharing about Alfred Preis's journey. We appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.